Airport shock. Kim Taehyung is headed to Paris again. Hello BTS fans. Some stories begin with a headline. Others with a whisper that travels across the world. This story begins with a single figure, clothed in elegance, walking silently through a storm of flashing lights. A man carrying not just luggage, but the weight of global eyes and unspoken expectations. Kim Taehyung, V of BTS, has taken flight once again. But this isn't just a trip. This is an awakening. A movement. A moment that could mark the start of a new era, for fashion, for art, and for identity itself. Welcome to the story behind the moment. Behind the departure. Behind the face that shook Paris before even landing on its soil. Subscribe now. Because this isn't just celebrity news. This is history in the making. The airport that held its breath. July 4, 2025. It began like any other summer morning in Seoul. But at Incheon International Airport, something was off. Security tightened. Reporters flooded the walkways. Fans lined up overnight. There were whispers, rumors that he was about to appear. And then, it happened. From behind the glass doors emerged a figure so calm, so composed, that it made the world freeze for a heartbeat. Kim Taehyung. But this was not the boyish V that first melted hearts years ago. This was someone else, someone refined, grounded, and impossibly elegant. He wasn't just dressed. He was curated. A white-ribbed knit, cut low enough to reveal the hard work of months in the gym. Two thin leather necklaces, like whispers around his collarbone. Flared denim pants, swinging as he walked with unhurried grace. And in his hand, a Boston Celine bag, understated but unmistakably luxury. What made people stop and stare wasn't the outfit, it was the energy. The calm in his eyes. The strength in his silence. People screamed. Cameras flashed. But Taehyung didn't flinch. Instead, he walked as though time had slowed around him. One step at a time, into the unknown. Remembering 2022, when the solo era began. To understand the weight of this moment, we must go back. In June 2022, BTS, the biggest group in the world, announced their hiatus. The world held its breath. Fans cried. The internet broke. And then, Taehyung was the first to move. He appeared at the Celine event in Seoul, flanked by actor Park Bo-gum and BLACKPINK's Lisa. That moment was immortalized in media, a trio of legends. But for Taehyung, it was more than a fashion appearance. It was a declaration. He didn't say much. He didn't need to. His presence spoke volumes. That night, something shifted. And now, 3 years later, the same energy returns, but this time, amplified. He's not stepping into the world of fashion anymore. He's shaping it. The body, the discipline, the transformation. Months before this trip, fans noticed something was happening. Taehyung was working out. A lot. Photos from gyms surfaced. Shadows of muscles beneath t-shirts. Posture firmer. Shoulders broader. The youthful softness was giving way to sculpted form. But then, just as quickly, he started slimming down. The internet exploded. He's prepping for the runway. Is this for a film role? Is he debuting in high fashion modeling? Is this part of a global rebrand? Then, 2 days before departure, he posted a selfie. Sheet mask on, barefaced, caption simply. Just wait. That's all he said. But fans knew, it meant everything. Touchdown Paris, fashion waits for a king. Paris. The beating heart of high fashion. The cradle of haute couture. A city that respects only excellence. And on July 6th, it would host the Celine Awards, the first major event ahead of Paris Haute Couture Week 2025. This year was special. Celine was unveiling the first collection by its new creative director, Michael Ryder, following the legendary Hedi Slimane. It marked a change, a rebirth, and fronting that rebirth, Taehyung. As a global ambassador, he was more than just a guest. He was the muse, the living symbol of a new era where gender, culture, and beauty standards are being rewritten. It was also his first official schedule as a female artist. A landmark moment. One that blurred the lines of masculinity and femininity. One that shattered the boxes idols are usually trapped in. The chaos behind the beauty. But beauty often comes at a cost. At Incheon Airport, what started as celebration turned to chaos. Fans surged. Reporters pushed. Some fell. Others screamed. Through the crowd, Taehyung remained poised. Calm. But if you looked closely, you'd see the flicker in his eyes. The tension in his shoulders. He was worried. He gestured for people to stay safe. He whispered warnings to those nearby. He adjusted his steps to match the bodyguard's pace. After boarding the plane, he posted a selfie. His face, serious. His finger, pointing at the lens. His message. Next time, be careful. It was subtle, but fans felt it. The disappointment. The fear. The plea for safety. The rebirth of Celine and the birth of her. Celine was once known for its clean lines, its masculine edge. But 2025 marks a transformation. Michael Ryder's vision is fluid, surreal, and bold. And at the center of that vision is Taehyung, representing a version of elegance no longer confined by gender. Speculation surrounded his expected looks. A tuxedo dripping in crystals. A sheer red cape revealing his muscular back. Pearls across his waistline. Minimalist makeup highlighting his cheekbones. Hair styled like art. He wasn't cross-dressing. He wasn't trying to shock. He was simply expressing, honestly and freely. This wasn't about trends. This was about identity. Whispers of the future. Whispers turned to questions. Questions into theories. Will he release a full album soon? Is this the start of a world tour? Will we see Taehyung in Hollywood next? Could he become the first Korean solo artist to walk Paris Haute Couture Week? With every silent move, Taehyung speaks louder than press releases ever could. His art has always been subtle, quiet, thoughtful, and that's what makes it powerful. The era of Taehyung. One thing is certain, the world is watching. The boy once known for soft gazes and gentle smiles, now walks like a king. Not demanding attention, commanding it. This isn't the same Taehyung from 2022. This is someone who has lived through solitude, who has wrestled with image and expectation, and who has emerged, not unscathed, but unbreakable. He doesn't speak often. But when he does, he leaves echoes. If you believe the world is witnessing the rise of a new legend, leave a comment below. This is the era of V. Like, share, and subscribe. Because we are not just watching a celebrity. We are witnessing art become human. This isn't the end. This is only the first step into a story still being written.